this is all my brothers here. We're just playing baseball, doing what we love.
We're close, and we all know each other really well, and we know what we need to do to get better. And I think it's good to have everybody here, working towards a collective goal.
We know the goal, so came up short. It's unacceptable past couple of years, so we're trying to get back.
They played so well together last year. Seeing all the work that they put in over the course of the winter, these guys are ready to go.
I'm Chris Egan, and welcome to our 2025 Mariners special. I had the privilege to be with the M's during spring training for a week, and once again, there is plenty of excitement in the air as we get closer to opening day. The M's will open up the season on a Thursday, March 27th, against the A's at T-Mobile Park. They have a 4-game series against the A's and then a 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers before they have their first road trip of the season. The past 2 seasons, the Mariners have just missed out on making the playoffs. Instead of a major roster shakeup or going after a big-time free agent, the front office is hoping for a bounce back from several players like J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, and Jorge Polanco. Like every spring, the players are very optimistic. They're also excited about manager Dan Wilson and his vision for the club.
I think he's settling in good. Everybody loves Dan and knows Dan, but I think just getting to know him on a personal level, some of the people that maybe didn't work with him in the past, just getting to know him, his leadership style, what he's expecting out of us, I think that's a big part of spring training.
What does Dan Wilson bring to the Seattle Mariners?
He's been somebody I've definitely looked up to in this organization, and somebody that I can lean on for help, and somebody who's helped me along the way a bunch. So,
he's just a great baseball mind, always positive, happy-go-lucky guy. He's fun to be around, and just keeps things light and positive, and I think that he's going to be a great leader for us.
You have him at the end of last year, so you kind of hit the ground running a little bit coming into camp this year, and but yeah, vibes have been good. I think, like I said, it's just kind of making sure that with every day where there's focus, there's intent, there's a purpose to every day. So
coming into camp, the Mariners' Big Five all looked healthy and ready to go, but there has been one setback at spring training. On Friday, March 7th, the Mariners announced George Kirby will likely start the season on the injured list because of shoulder inflammation. However, don't expect the team to make a move for outside help in response to that. The Mariners are still loaded up with plenty of starting pitching. Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller have all looked sharp in Cactus League play, and the Mariners will more than likely begin the season like they did last year with Emerson Hancock on the big league roster.
You go out there, when your name is called, and try to give the team a chance to win no matter where you're at, and just kind of focus on that. And I want to help us win in any way possible, and that's kind of the center, the foundation of kind of what I want to do. So we'll just keep doing that.
We're going to come out, right out of the gate, ready to go and ready to win games. And I think if we come out and be ready to go out of the gate, we'll be in a better spot come the end of the season than we have been the last couple of years.
You want to see what guys are working on in the off season. Obviously, I feel like one of the reasons why I feel like we work so well together, and everyone's just trying to get better. Everyone's kind of pushing each other. Everyone's getting better over the off season, so it makes you kind of, motivated and hungry to come in and making sure that you're getting better as well. You're holding yourself to high standards here because you know that the guy next to you is going to be, bringing it. I think it's good for everybody. It's good for the staff. It's good for the team, and so iron sharpens iron.
Several of the starters have also been working on some new pitches during Cactus League play.
So I dialed in, kind of refined the cutter a little bit, just trying to locate the curveball that I added mid-season last year, trying to locate it a little better and just get comfortable with the splitter, early in counts and in finish counts. And other than that, just make sure I'm healthy and ready to go come game one.
So I worked on the splinker a little bit, which we talked about last year. I got a ton of reps with it, and then 2 weeks ago I banged it. So I will not be throwing that. I tried it a lot of the offseason. I went back to the two-seam a little bit. That we'll see if it makes it out of camp. Cal's never been a big supporter on that one. And then I just tweaked my cutter grip a little bit. But besides the slight cutter and two-seam, nothing. Oh, actually, never mind. Just the other day, Bryce's downer curveball, like Big Mike from last year, the really hard downer. I was just kind of playing around with it a few times in the off season. Then I threw one out here, and when I got here, the first pen, and Woody and Trent actually really liked it. So we'll see. I might throw that.
I added a couple of things. I added one to add a cutter, one to add a sweeper. I'm working on a couple of things, kind of changing the changeup a little bit. So you're always looking for little grips that can help things, and this offseason you had plenty of time to do it, and hopefully just keep working on them.
My game is keep things as simple as possible. I feel like I'm happy with, the repertoire that I have right now, and it's kind of just making things a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So it's just, day to day, sharpening the little things, making sure that, stuff's where it's at, command's where it's at. But yeah, I think everything's in a good spot right now.
Well, the Mariners are also hopeful that the bullpen can be better this season. Last year, Matt Brash missed the entire season. Brash has been pitching at spring training, not in games, just some bullpen sessions. He tells me he expects to be back with the club by the end of April or early May.
I've been feeling really good in my pens, and my velo's coming back nicely, and throwing the off speed, everything feels good. So it's really cool to be throwing pens with everybody, and the support's been awesome, having guys watching me throw and talking to me after, see how I'm doing. But it's feeling great. It's a slow process kind of building up here, and kind of just following the plan, but I'm getting there for sure, and everything's felt good so far. So
Matt Brash began the 2024 season on the injured list with right elbow inflammation. He had Tommy John surgery last May.
It's definitely different for me. It was my first surgery and rehab process, and there were some tough points, but definitely learned a lot about myself, and I think it just made me realize how much I love this game and not take anything for granted anymore, and just kind of go out and enjoy every moment, and I'm just excited to get back to it.
Brash not only missed his teammates last season, he also missed the rush that comes with pitching out of the bullpen. In 2023, Brash led the American League by pitching in 78 games. He had a 9-4 record with 4 saves.
I've learned to love it, and it's just, I feel like coming in with guys on base too, and just there's so many different things you can impact the game, and you can impact it every day. Like, I got to be ready to pitch every day, and it's just brings a new excitement to the field when I know I have that opportunity. And yeah, I mean, coming in when the lights are on you and it's the biggest moment, so you want to be in there as a competitor, and yeah, it's like the best. You can't replicate that feeling. It's the best feeling.
Still to come on our Mariners special, Julio Rodriguez, J.P. Crawford, they look for bounce-back seasons, and we'll hear from some of the future stars. That's straight ahead on our Mariners 2025 special. Welcome back to our 2025 Mariners special. Well, we know this M's team, they have pitchers, they can play defense, but the big question remains, will this Mariners team be able to hit the ball? In 2024, they had the second worst team batting average and the most strikeouts in all of baseball. Many fans were upset that the team didn't go out and add more firepower to the offense. Mariners center fielder Julio Rodriguez talked about the state of the team and his hopes for the upcoming season.
I mean, it was huge for them to do that, to have pretty much the same group that we had last year. And, there was definitely a lot of friendships that we have built up as a group. And I think that's something really important, to go out there and compete and kind of know the guys that you have next to you and kind of know what to expect from them. Like, the beginning of the year it is what it is, But I feel like I definitely took with me, like, the last 6 weeks, what we did as a team, what we did as an organization, and everything, just kind of how we continue to push forward. We were right there again, so I definitely took those last 6 weeks with me into my off season and kind of try to carry into this year.
Like Julio Rodriguez, Mariners shortstop J.P. Crawford is also one of the leaders of this team, and he's also looking for a bounce-back season. Last year, J.P. missed 2 months of baseball because of injuries.
And it's inside, and it hit Crawford. Uh-oh.
3 weeks into the season, he was placed on the injured list with an oblique strain. Then, in July, he broke his pinky. He missed 2 months of baseball.
It was really tough, wasn't able to, really get in the groove, and, not playing at 100%, and, half of those games, it really sucked. But, all healthy this year and ready to get going.
In 105 games last season, Crawford had a career-low .202 batting average, and the M's missed the playoffs for a second straight season. Crawford says he's using that to fuel his fire.
All the guys put in, really hard work this offseason, and, everyone's happy, everyone's hungry, and I think everyone's really excited to get going.
And deep and gone. We got a tied ball game on a J.P. Crawford home run.
he's poised to really take it by storm this year, and looks like he is ready to go. And I know, in talking with him over the offseason, like his energy to get started was palpable. He was just so excited. So he is a huge part. When you have a position like a shortstop, that's the captain on the infield, and he is certainly that for sure. And he brings so much more to our clubhouse as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him, and how it all plays out, because he has definitely put the work in.
And Crawford says he's expecting big things from Dan Wilson.
It means everything. He brings such a calm demeanor in the clubhouse and even in the games. With him, you could, it's like having a breath of fresh air with him. You could go up to him for anything, and, really excited for him to be back.
One of the veteran leaders on that infield, J.P. Crawford, kind of what has he meant to you, and what can you learn from him, is helping you in that infield?
Yeah, 100%. Ever since I got here in 2023, first spring last year, just watching him go day to day, listening to him, talking to him every day. He's a professional. He's one of the best, infielders in this league, and it's awesome to see him play. And he's helped me out there. He calms me down out there. Just talking, knowing he's there, it's always comforting knowing he's on the other side of the bag.
JP, Julio, and many more are also excited they've been able to have an entire spring training to work with Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez and former All-Star and new hitting coach Kevin Seitzer.
I mean, he's a great guy. Since even before I showed up in camp, we talk on the phone, and it's just like a very similar message to Edgar. They have a really good mentality about hitting, about approaching the game, and different situations and things like that that actually give a good feel for the baseball game. So I'm really happy that he's here. I'm really happy and looking forward to what he gonna help us achieve throughout the year.
Yeah, the size, he have a lot of experience. He's been a coach for a long time. He knows hitting. His philosophy, it's very close to what we're trying to do. And he have a lot of experience to offer our guys. So we're very glad to have him.
It's a simplified approach. It's very much get the bat to the ball, hit it hard wherever it goes, and just kind of focus on getting a good pitch to hit and putting a good swing on it.
I think he's a lot like Edgar. So like second half of the year, having Edgar, Seitz and Edgar really preach kind of the same things. So it was nice having Edgar the last half of the year last year and getting to work with him, and then the transition's been pretty easy with Seitz.
What are some of those things that they kind of emphasize?
Yeah, just using the big part of the field, not trying to do too much at the plate. Just more bat to ball, less slug, kind of, and just let the slug take care of itself.
Mariners first baseman Luke Raley had a career best year in 2024. He hit 22 home runs and had 58 RBI. But he says this season he's feeling even more comfortable at Mariners spring training.
Just being more comfortable is always nice. Building those relationships is huge, and it's always a tough transition going to a new team and trying to, you got to read into personalities, and everybody responds to things differently. So knowing how to, talk to people and motivate people is really important.
Still ahead on our Mariners 2025 special, Cal Raleigh goes platinum. Plus, we'll take a look at the possible starting lineup for your Mariners, and we'll also meet some future stars. Well, welcome back to our Mariners 2025 special, and every day it seems like I'm getting the same question: what will the starting lineup be for the Mariners? Well, we know this. The starting lineup that you will see coming up on Thursday against the A's in the home opener, it's going to be different all throughout the season and by the end of the season. But as we get closer to the start of the season, here's my projected starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. Luke Raley over at first base, Dylan Moore at second base, J.P. Crawford at short, Jorge Polanco will take over the hot corner at third base. Julio Rodriguez, yes, you've got him in center field, Randy Arozarena at left field, and Victor Robles in right. Mitch Garver as a DH in backup catcher, Mitch Haniger as a DH in backup outfielder. And let's not forget Cal Raleigh. Yes, he will be your starting catcher. He is coming off a phenomenal season where he won a Gold Glove and a Platinum Glove for his play behind the plate.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, I think all the Cal deserves all the honors that he got last year. Put up an incredible year, both behind the plate and at the plate. But I think what's equally impressive is the how much he is behind the plate and how durable he is, and to put up a Gold Glove year, to put up that Platinum Glove, being behind the plate as much as he is pretty impressive, and I think he's ready again to. He's chomping at the bit for the season to start. He wants to get back in there and start playing, and he's just. He's a guy that you have to kind of slow down rather than speed up, because he just wants to be in there at all costs.
I know it's the ultimate team sport, but yet Platinum Glove, Gold Glove, can you even put that into words for you? Just how much work you put behind the plate and to see it come to fruition like that.
Yeah, it's I'm very grateful for the opportunity I've been given, and it's not just me, it's a lot of other people that have helped me along the way. Organization. My family, my dad especially, and all the coaches and people that have put in the time. So it's kind of a culmination of all those people. So it's been it's been a fun off season and cool little thing to receive. And,
ready. Here comes
looking forward to this year.
Shows bunt. It's popped up the air behind home plate. Cal off with the mask, racing back, goes to a dive and makes the catch. That is a Platinum Glove play. Excellent play from Cal Raleigh.
You mentioned Dad. What was one little thing when you were a kid that you remember that he kind of put in your head early on that it's going to take to get to this point, basically?
Yeah, I mean, he was a catcher too, so he always instilled the kind of the work ethic and everything that kind of started with him. So he's always if you're going to do something right, if you're going to do something, do it right, and it's something he's always told me, and just giving it all your 100% at a time, and just playing hard and trying to be out there every day for your guys, and that's kind of something that is basic, but something I still hold dear to my heart. So
I think Logan's talking to the media tomorrow morning. What just tell me about Logan. What impresses you about this guy, and just what he does on the mound out there?
Yeah, he's done a great job developing over the years, and obviously everybody knows he's a hard worker, and just continuing to see him take strides and kind of take on the role that he's taken on, in a leadership role, and just the guy that you can count on to be out there every fifth day, giving it all he's got, and just trying to take advantage of everything he's doing. So he took a huge step forward last year, and I expect nothing but greatness like he's been doing. So he's great to work with, and I'm excited to get going with him.
Pitching staff in general, I mean, you get to see him every day. I mean, we hear so much, this is one of the best in baseball. Yeah. True? Are these guys?
Yeah, it's true. They do a great job, top to bottom, from, this organization, just the pitching, how well they know their stuff and how hard they work. And it's a testament, to our five guys. They work so hard and bounce ideas off each other, and they're great when it comes to that stuff. And they like going out there competing against each other teams, and it makes my job real easy as a catcher, and look forward to catching those 5-6 guys all year long.
So we know Cal will be making the big league roster, but there's also a chance this season that we see some of the future stars make the jump to Seattle. Some of those names include Ryan Bliss, Colt Emerson, and Cole Young.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really cool learning from those big leaguers and seeing what they do, every single day. It's been really helpful, and, hopefully I'm just going to keep learning every single day, and, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Cole Young is the 49th top prospect in baseball, according to MLB Pipeline. Fellow infielder Colt Emerson is the 20th ranked prospect. The Mariners' 2023 first-round pick is soaking in his first big league camp.
Yeah, I just want to go out there and be myself, really. Just go out there and really play loose, have fun, and really just soak up as much as I can. Because at some point, I'm going to go back to the minor league side, and, we talk a lot here with the Mariners about being present and being where your feet are. And I think every day you're 1% better, and you just go day to day, and you try to stay as present as you can.
And this past weekend, Colt Emerson was very present. On Saturday, the Mariners' top prospect hit his first spring training home run. On Sunday, he almost went yard again. But Colt has also been very busy watching J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore on the defensive side. He says he's learning a lot from them and infield coach Perry Hill.
I've gotten so much better just by being here, just by feeding ground balls with them, just like really refining the fundamentals, because, Perry says that, when you're out there fielding, we want to be vanilla. We don't want to be all this extra stuff. You make things extra, it gets hard. I think that's what the guys here have done. I mean, JP, Dylan, I mean, they really refined it, and they do things the right way, so that's why they're Gold Glovers.
Mariners infielder Ryan Bliss could factor into the 2025 season for the M's. Bliss has been playing a lot of second base down here at spring training, and he's excited to compete for a job on the Major League roster.
I mean, that's what sports is all about, competing and wanting to compete. And I'm just ready to go out there, show what I can do, and help the team win. Competing is all we have sometimes. So just go out there and give our best effort. You hear everything. You hear, how the season went last year. I don't think there's that much pressure. I think everybody knows what we can do. I know everybody has made adjustments and is ready to go for this season. So there's no pressure. We know what we can do. We can go out there and have some fun.
Going to be excited to see how these young stars develop in the Mariners organization. Well, we're getting closer to the start of opening day, March 27th at T-Mobile Park. It's the M's and the A's. Ichiro, the Hall of Famer, will be on hand for the ceremonial first pitch. Right now, the Las Vegas odds makers, they say the Houston Astros are the favorites to win the American League West. Right behind them, the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. Thanks for watching our King 5 Sports Mariners 2025 special. Hope to see you this year at the ballpark, and who knows, maybe in the playoffs as well.